Hello everybody, my name is Sn0wF0x and today we are going to do the Nmap room from Tryhackme. This room has really much text. The first time I tried to record this, I was at around 2 hours while being half done with the room, and I can't really torture you with 2 hours of video. So I will going to short this a little bit up, and I hope we can learn stuff together. So first of all, do you know what Nmap is? Nmap is one of the most important tools when it comes to enumeration of ports of a computer or an attack box. There are other alternatives, but we are going to do Nmap today. Like, for example, there's Rust scan or stuff like this. So you can already see here we have tons of text. So the first thing we are going to talk about is this image here with the computer and the servers. On the servers we have Tryhackme.com, Maryland, Oracle.co.uk and Google.com. So in case you ever worked with a computer, you know that when you're going on a computer and you're typing in Google.com, for example, in your web browser, you are going to need to access the resource to get the content of the website. So the website itself is lying on a web server, and web servers, like every other application that are connected to a network, has an so-called port. This port is necessarily to communicate with the server from outside. In our case, let's say we have here our main computer and we have google.com. If we want to navigate to google.com with our computer, we need to send a request to google.com and it will reach the server on port 443, which is the port for secured HTTPS, not secured HTML. What am I talking? And then you will get an answer back with the content you want to have on a on a random port of your computer. You have up to 65,500, I guess it was 35 ports available on your computer, but around 1,024 of these ports are pre-registered, or the most common ports. So those will most likely be already closed. A port can be open and a port can be closed. This is more or less what stands in the entire text here, just in a really huge way. And I see I already answered 2 of the questions. And okay, so what network construct are used to direct traffic to the right application on a server? It's ports, like I just said. How many of those are available on any network on any network-enabled computer? Exactly 65,535 ports. How many of those are considered well known? This is what I just said with the 1024. You have 1024 ports that are considered the most well known ports. So now it's getting a little bit interesting. The switches. When you're using Nmap, you will have the need of using switches. If you want to know the switches of Nmap, then all you gotta do is fire up Nmap with the switch -H. On this way, you are going to, I just need to take a look what happens outside. So with this here, you can get out of this little info here. So what is the first switch listed in the menu for a Sn scan? I could definitely make this even huger so you can see something like this. So we need to know what is the first switch listed in the help menu for a Sn scan. It is -SS. Next of all, what switch would you use for an UDP scan? It is -SU. If you want to detect the operating system when a target is running on, which switch would you use? Let's see what the manual tells us. You could also just use this help menu, output it into a file, and then just read it with the Control F function. This is just how one would do this. There are tons of options how you can do it. OS detection -O enables OS detection. Then let's just do it. Nmap provides a switch to detect the version of the services running on the target. What is this switch? Am I guessing it right if I say this? Yep. -SV. The default output provided by Nmap often does not provide enough information for a pentester. How would you increase the verbosity? If you're going to use several tools in the information security, you will always get this verbosity stuff. It's in 90% of the time -V. Verbosity level is good, but verbosity level 2 is better. How would you set the verbosity level to 2? Let's see. Let's just use 2. Oh, that's right. What switch would you use to save the Nmap results in 3 major formats? Let's see what Nmap tells us for this. So in 3 different formats. This will be, let's see a bit. Where do we have it? It's output -OA. This is OA. This is okay. So how would you use to in a normal format? We just had this. It is -ON. A very useful output format. How would you save in a greppable format? Let's see, greppable. I would roughly say -OG. Only OGs will get this. I'm so fucking unfunny. How would you activate the setting? Sometimes the results aren't just enough. If we don't care about how loud we are, we can enable aggressive mode. This is shorthand which activates service detection, operating system detection, a traceroute, and the command scripts. So it calls aggression mode, right? So let's try this. That's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, I was just try it. Yeah. So let's see, aggression mode. Where do we have it? Aggression mode. Aggression. I am most likely going to miss it at this point. Let's see. Where do you have it? Aggression. Yeah, I'm taking way too long to find this, but most likely I'm just a bit too fast right now. Where do we have it? I'm taking lots of time to read it. In case I don't find something fastly enough, I will need to use and write up on my next monitor, because sometimes I found out that I am very struggling with reading huge amount of text, and I could swear I just tried to insert this. But okay. So, Nmap offers 5 levels of timing template. These are essentially used to increase the speed of the scan tuning gap. Be careful, higher speeds are noisy and can occur errors. -T5. We can also choose which ports to scan. How would you tell Nmap to only scan port 80? There is a setting called, a switch called -P for ports. Like this. You can already tell where this is going, I guess, at this point. So let's just do this. How would you tell Nmap to scan all ports? So you could definitely do it in 2 ways. Way 1, -P1 to 65,535. Option 2, -P-. How will you activate a script from the Nmap scripting library? Lots more on this later. Let's see how Nmap handles scripts. Yeah, just misclicked. So Nmap handles a script with a quite easy to use option in this. --scripts. And how protect all the scripts in the one category? I guess it's, yep. Alright, the first work is done. Only all of this left. Now the scan types. You know what? I have an idea. We are going to do this in 2 parts because this is how Nmap itself works. But now we're going to come to the scan types. And I see we already are 10 minutes in. So let's cut it at this point, and we are going to do the second part of this room a few times later, because then you can read through all of the switches and can at least get a foothold in Nmap. And this we are going to do at the next part of this video. Because I guess if I would show you all of this, what's happened here now, and explain all of this, we are getting a Hollywood blockbuster, and I don't really want us to have a Hollywood blockbuster. So we are going to see ourselves in the next part. See you later.